Hey everybody, in today's second installment of Vlogmas from Cindy's bed, I am still without a video for today because it's Friday, by the way, because I have been really busy on a freelance project, and so I decided to take a break from working on that and do something a little more cheerful after yesterday's less than cheerful video, which I stand completely by. I'm not saying you have to be cheerful, but I thought I'd do something kind of fun. And so I went and I found a list of Christmas tag questions. I just searched up on the internet, as my kids would say, searching it up. And I pulled up some questions from a website called Root Report. Now I'm hoping to get through this video with a minimum amount of editing. So let's just get into it. There are, it looks like, 30 questions, and I'm going to bust my way through them as rapid fire as possible. I'm also going to lean back because chronic illness is a bitch, my dudes. All right, so what do we have? We have the first question. As a kid, did a sibling ever receive a present you wished was for you? Not that I remember. I mean, entirely possible, but when I was growing up, and even to this day, I generally have never had an extensive wish list. I've always had like one thing I've wanted, and it's often not even expensive. Like, it could be like a cookbook or something, right? And so as long as I got the one thing I asked for, I didn't really care what else I got. I always thought it was cool, whatever I got, and surprising and fun, but I was never really jealous of other stuff, as far as I remember. My sisters might correct me on that. Number 2, be honest. Do you like giving gifts or receiving gifts better? I like giving gifts, specifically because the reaction people have if they really like something makes me feel really excited. Receiving gifts is not as big of a deal for me because I don't like surprises. Surprises stress me out. And so I like to know what I'm getting, which it's not that I don't enjoy getting it or I'm not grateful for getting it, but it's not quite as exciting as the unknown of whether or not somebody's going to like the thing that I picked out for them. Do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you stick to them? If you've been following my channel, you will recognize that I don't necessarily make resolutions, but I do make goals, and I try to stick to them. The more, I don't know, like a habit, trying to break a habit is harder for me, but if I decide I want to stop something and I have a good reason to do it, I'll just stop. Like when I quit smoking because I wanted to move in with Jesse. Number 4, do you open any presents on Christmas Eve? Traditionally, I used to go to my grandmother's house on Christmas Eve and we would open up all the presents there, and then we would get to come home and open up one gift of our choice from under the tree before we woke up in the morning. As an adult, we are actually with Jesse's family tradition, which is usually his mom gives pajamas to everybody, and that's what we open the night before, because that was Jesse's tradition growing up, and he was more attached to it than I was to mine. Number 5, do you visit a poor people's places on Christmas Day? Do you visit a poor people's places on Christmas Day? Generally speaking, no. I do volunteering in non-COVID times at places at our our local soup kitchen situation, but Christmas Day, no, that's never really been a thing that I do specifically. Number 6, have you ever made a snowman? Yes. This is a fun. So I live in California. I've lived in California my entire life, and snowing is not something that generally happens here. There was one time, though, when I was living in Woodland, which is a little bit more, it's closer to Sacramento than where I live, and I was living there with my ex-husband, and there was a tiny amount of snow that happened, and we, and not only us, but other people we know and other people in town, used that opportunity to make a snowman, but it was mostly like bits of snow and ice and dirt because there wasn't enough snow to make real snowmen. So yeah, that's the closest I've made to a snowman. My kids have made one when we went to Bend for Christmas in Oregon several years ago. Number 7, how many gifts that you received on Christmas? I should have checked this for grammar. How many gifts have I received on Christmas, or do I I don't know. I don't fucking count. That's never been a concern for me. I'm not like I said, I'm usually asked for one thing. Last year, it was the litter robots. That was a big thing. Number 8, how do you decorate your house for Christmas? I've talked about this before. I don't decorate too much because I am kind of grinchy when it comes to the holidays, but if I do anything, it is going to be to put up the tree, even if it's not decorated like it's not now, and put up our nativity scene. I'm not even like religious that way, but it's handed down from my grandma, and it's made out of pipe cleaners. And so as long as the pipe cleaner nativity scene makes it out, the Santa hat is the newest tradition in this house to put on the Michael Myers painting over my mantle and getting a tree up. I'm generally okay. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very holly jolly. Is your Christmas tree real or fake? It's fake. I've had a real tree, I think, once or twice when Russell and I were together, but I prefer fake because it's easier that way. And we need a pencil tree because we have a tiny house and we don't have a lot of space for it. Most memorable holiday moment. This is going to be terrible. It was actually a disappointment moment when I was 15 or 16, I think. It was whatever Christmas happened after Independence Day came out in theaters. Yes, Independence Day with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. I loved it. I saw it in theaters on the day it premiered on the 4th of July. Everyone was jumping up during like the Bill Paxton, is it Bill Paxton? Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman. Yeah, it's one of those Hollywood Bills, does his like speech or whatever, and I loved it. All I wanted for Christmas was the VHS tape of Independence Day, and my mom thought my grandma was getting it. My grandma thought my other grandma was getting it. My other grandma thought my mom was getting it, and nobody got it. And I got a movie for Christmas, but it was something else. It was some other movie, and I was just super disappointed. And I wound up getting it with Christmas money right after. My mom apologized profusely, but it was really hard to not burst into tears on Christmas Day when I had spent over a month telling people all I wanted was this movie and nobody got it for me because everybody expected somebody else was getting it. After that, they made sure that when I wanted something, they coordinated to find out who was getting it. So yeah, that's one of my most memorable moments. Tell me about a person who makes your Christmas Day very special. Jesse, because when the kids are here, he's a lot more delighted over Christmas than I am, and so seeing him and how he makes so much fun for the kids and makes breakfast and everything else on Christmas is great. But when it's just the two of us, when the kids are at their dad's house, he and I do Jewish people Christmas. That's what he calls it, like, 'cause he's from New York. Like, we have Chinese food and we go to the movies. This year, we have the kids on Christmas, but we wouldn't do that anyway because of COVID. So spending time with my best friend on Christmas, even when I'm sad because my kids aren't with me, is always just, I wouldn't have it any other way. Tell me which celebrations you like the most that are the birthday celebration or Christmas celebration. My favorite thing, I guess this is not really a celebration, but it's my favorite part when I was growing up, was my great aunt Mimi, my grandma's sister, has a secret sugar, or she passed away, and I have the recipe and so does my cousin, but it's a secret sugar cookie recipe, and she would make little trees out of it, like Christmas cookie trees, and frost them and bring them in, but it would be a limited supply, which now I know how many cookies that recipe makes, which is a shit ton. So she, I think, was trolling us and trying to see the fights, but she would bring in one plate of her cookies and we would fight over them, and people would try and sneak the last one because they were so good. Aunt Mimi cookies are like hallowed in our family. Like, they are legend, and the drama over who got the last cookie when I was growing up will always be one of my favorite, like, indicators that it is indeed Christmas Eve. Use one noise to describe how excited you are for Christmas. Wah, wah, wah. This year. Let's see, what else we got here? We have, what is your most surprising moment on Christmas? What is my most surprising moment on Christmas? Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh, I know. It was when I went into false labor with Kat. Because Kat was born on the 30th. And on Christmas Day, I had some family at our house. And I started having contractions. So we had to drive to the place I was going to be having Kat, which was 45 minutes away. And I was there for half of Christmas. And then I was sent home. So I guess my most surprising Christmas moment was spending half the day in the hospital in false labor only to get sent home. What do you like to do on Christmas break? When I'm actually taking time off, which I will be this year, sleep in. What holiday traditions are you looking forward to most this year? I don't have an answer for that. I really don't have an answer for that. I think just spending time with my kids and my husband on Christmas. That's all I got for you. What is the best Christmas gift you've ever received? Well, recently it's been the litter robot because it has made our lives so goddamn amazing. Like, so goddamn amazing. I'm sure there's been better, like other ones that I've also loved, but I can't get the litter robot out of my head. It's been just outstanding. Jesse also gave me a hoodie that can hold a cat. There's that. What is the worst present you have ever received? Probably that movie that I got instead of Independence Day. That was the most disappointing gift I ever got. I don't even remember what movie it was. It doesn't matter what movie it was. I think it was Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey, which I actually love, but it wasn't what I wanted. What's your all-time favorite holiday food or sweet treat? I already talked about it. Aunt Mimi cookies. What is your favorite Christmas film? Gremlins, closely followed by Elf. What is your favorite Christmas song? Okay, this is going to surprise the shit out of you guys if you know how not religious I am, but my favorite Christmas song is Oh Holy Night because it is fucking gorgeous and it is so difficult to sing well. And I love to sing. And singing in choirs at Christmas time is always so much fun for me, which is one of the things I missed this year. What is your favorite thing about Christmas? Seeing my family, which I'm not going to get to do this year, which is why I'm so bummed out. What makes the holidays special for you? See previous answer. What would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? Honestly, Bend to see my sister, which we were going to do this year and we can't. Hi, Lulu. What would you like the most? Staying home with your family or traveling with them on Christmas? I don't like traveling. I like the destination, but not the traveling. So staying home, but I like seeing family, so actually traveling. If I could beam there, like with a transporter in Star Trek, I would. When do you start getting excited for Christmas? I don't know if I ever get that excited for Christmas, but if I do, it would be Christmas Eve. Because then it feels like all of the stress and my hair falling out trying to get ready for it is about to come to fruition. Where do you usually spend your holiday? At home. On the years we don't have the kids, Jesse and I will go to the movies, but we're usually at home. And then we will do a Christmas celebration later with my sister who lives here in California, but a couple hours from me. And then we try and get like other people in our family to show up. If we travel, it's usually up to Oregon to see my sister, which is what we were supposed to do this year. Do I keep saying that? Yes, because I'm bummed I'm not going. Like, I'm bummed. Who does a lot of the work in your family on Christmas Day? I do a lot of the work ahead of time to get presents wrapped and all of that. Jesse tends to be the one who makes breakfast and, sort of runs the show on Christmas Day. Although I'm the one who gets really, neurotic about who opens what gifts when, and then Jesse's usually the one doing the work to say, Cindy, mellow your shit out. You're stressing people out. And the final question is, you have been granted one Christmas wish. What will it be? I think you can guess this. To have things be safe so that I can go see my immunocompromised sister in Bend with my family this year, which I know isn't going to happen, but it will happen. It's not going to happen this year, but it will happen. And I'm holding on to that. I hope this didn't seem too depressing. It occurred to me as I was answering the questions. I was kind of being a downer, but I guess these are my realistic questions. And my realistic answers. Anyway, I'd love to get your answers to pick one of the questions. Pick one of the questions, grammatically incorrect or not, and leave your answers in the comments below. I'll have it linked in the description of this video. I'd love to hear your answers. There comes the heater, so it means it's time for me to sign off. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Please take care of yourselves. I know how the holidays can be. And I love you very, very much. And subscribe. I won't love you as much if you don't subscribe. Was that rude? Probably. And until next time, friends, peace out.